Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, as the season progresses and we talk about fishing, there's different factors outside of just catching the fish that come into play. And one of those factors is all the insects that live in our area that have their different periods and how they can affect us if we're outdoors. We all know mosquitoes can be a pain in the neck and they can carry diseases. Even maybe a little bit more so in terms of the pain in the neck are the black flies that occur earlier in the year. Hopefully, most of the black fly action is gone. But now, oh my goodness, now the deer flies are here. And some of my favorite areas to fish are just swarming with deer flies. And I got to tell you, for a big period of my life, I've run. Now, I'm not saying I can run fast because I'm probably not a very good runner, but I've run. And even me, if I try to run at a speed, it's okay. But not in terms of avoiding deer flies. They can follow you. I don't care how fast you are. They can follow you. And their bites are horrible. You don't feel them sometimes. As big as they are, you don't feel them on you until later. Okay. Now, one of my favorite rivers in this area is the Deer River. And I recently went over there just to look at the water and see it. I didn't have a chance to fish. And as I drove in a place they call Shady City, it's a little group of homes right on the river. It's back in the woods. It's a beautiful spot. And the car was met by a horde of deer flies. We're just attacking my windshield. And I'm thinking, no way am I getting out of here. But here's an interesting part of this. I told my buddies, Bill and Lizette Haino, who have helped me through life in so many different ways, and we were talking about the fishing on these streams, and I told them about the deer flies. And Bill said, well, and Bill and Lizette live along the Racket River in a complete different area. He said, this year the deer flies are terrible. But here was something I found fascinating. He said that on their property, they've discovered a couple areas where there's ground bees. And ground bees are vicious. Ground bees are, if you have any kind of allergy to bees, boy, you better hope you never step on a nest of ground bees. Well, they located these nests. And what they found was all the bees that they saw were carrying deer flies. The deer flies were much bigger than the bees, and yet they were carrying these deer flies. Now, that's the best I can tell you of the story. Are they going to eat them? What are they doing? I don't know. But I found it fascinating because it gives us a insight into the complexity of all the things that are happening around us in nature. And a lot of times we're not even aware of any of the worlds except our own world. But every one of these organisms has their own world to deal with. And apparently, as awful as deer flies are, they gotta fear the ground bees. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.